Hello and welcome to Top Select 10. Are you ready to embark on a journey through realms filled with magic, mythical creatures, and legendary heroes? Welcome to our curated list of the 10 best epic high fantasy adventure movies that will transport you to wondrous worlds beyond imagination. In this exhilarating countdown, we delve into the realms of fantasy cinema to uncover the most epic adventures ever captured on screen. From sprawling landscapes to epic battles, these movies ignite the imagination and capture the essence of high fantasy like never before. Prepare to be swept away by the breathtaking visuals, captivating storytelling, and unforgettable characters that define these cinematic masterpieces. Whether you're a seasoned fantasy enthusiast or a newcomer eager to explore new worlds, there's something for everyone on this epic journey. So gather your fellowship, sharpen your swords, and embark on an adventure of a lifetime with our selection of the 10 best epic high fantasy adventure movies. Don't miss out on the magic and wonder that awaits you in these extraordinary films. Subscribe now and let the adventure begin. Number 10. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a 2016 action high fantasy film. The story follows in mid-1920s New York. Newt Scamander, a British young activist wizard, arrives in the city, holding a mysterious leather suitcase sheltering diverse and magical creatures. Then, in the face of a fragile equilibrium of secrecy and the increasing disasters ascribed to the dark wizard Gellet Grindelwald, Newt's precious suitcase suddenly goes missing. And before long, this unforeseen complication catches Senior Auror Percival Graves' attention. Now, Newt is his target as an invisible, devastating, and unpredictable menace still wreaks havoc on Fifth Avenue. In the end, is there a hidden agenda behind Graves' intentions? What will happen to the remaining fantastic beasts still on the loose? It received generally positive reviews from critics. IMDb rating is 7.2 out of 10. Number 9. The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies is a 2014 epic high fantasy adventure film. As Smaug breathes fire and destruction onto Lake Town, another sort of dragon danger threatens Thorin Oakenshield, the gold madness that seized his grandsire Thror, king under the mountain of old. The people of Lake Town flee to the ruins of Dale, in the shadow of the lonely mountain, only to be greeted by an army of elves led by Thranduil, marching there too. Asking Thorin for their own fair share of the gold, men and elves are answered by dwarvish defiance. Thorin seems overmatched until an army led by dwarf Lord Dane, Thorin's kinsman, approaches from the Iron Hills to the northeast. Meantime, Gandalf, imprisoned in the ruins of Dol Guldur, seems about to be finished off by the Nine Ring Wraiths, led by the deadliest of their lot, Witch King of the ancient evil realm of Angmar. And what on Middle-earth will happen when an enormous army of orcs and wargs suddenly pours out of tunnels under the earth, surrounding and threatening doom to all the other armies gathered at the lonely mountain? Orcs and their fell beasts, elves, dwarves, men, 5 armies join battle, and the result will determine the fate of the North in the gathering War of the Ring. IMDb rating is 7.4 out of 10. Number 8. 300. 300 is a 2006 American epic historical action film. The story follows 480 BC, when a Persian envoy arrives at the gates of Sparta, Greece, demanding submission to King Xerxes. Brave King Leonidas sends word to the Persian ruler that Spartans will never give up their rights over their land. As enraged King Xerxes dispatches armed to the teeth multitudes of Persian soldiers to Thermopylae, a narrow coastal passage of strategic significance, King Leonidas and just 300 of his finest royal bodyguards march against the invading army, refusing to bow to the all-powerful enemy. And although the Spartans were vastly outnumbered, King Leonidas' men crushed wave after wave of superior Persian forces. A fierce, winner-take-all confrontation that would go down in the annals of history as the legendary Battle of Thermopylae. IMDb rating is 7.6 out of 10. Number 7. Stardust. Stardust is a 2007 romantic fantasy adventure film. The story follows in the 1800s. The clumsy teenager Tristan Thorn crosses the wall in the border of his town to the magic realm of Stormhold to bring a fallen star to his beloved Victoria, a spoiled girl that does not love him, but has promised to marry him if he accomplishes his promise. In the fantasy kingdom, he meets the star Yvain and imprisons her with a magic rope, promising to release her after meeting Victoria. Yvain was hit by the magic ruby of the evil king of Stormhold that has promised his throne to the son that could find the stone. Meanwhile, 3 evil witches led by Lamia seek Yvain to eat her heart and make them young again, and the 2 sons of the dead king also search for Yvain because she wears the necklace with the powerful ruby. IMDb rating is 7.6 out of 10. Number 6. The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. The Hobbit. The Desolation of Smaug is a 2013 epic high fantasy adventure film. Thorin and his company are being pursued by Azog and his orc party following the events of the previous film. They are ushered along by Gandalf to the nearby home of Beorn, a skin changer who can take the form of a bear. That night, Azog is summoned to Dol Guldur by the Necromancer, who commands him to marshal his forces for war, so Azog delegates the hunt for Thorin to his son Bolg. The following day, Beorn escorts the company to the borders of Mirkwood, where Gandalf discovers black speech imprinted on an old ruin. Heeding a promise he made to Galadriel, he warns the company to remain on the path and leaves to investigate the tombs of the Nazgul. Upon entering the forest, the dwarfs lose their way and are ensnared by giant spiders. Bilbo sets about freeing them with the help of his recently acquired invisibility ring. He subsequently drops the ring and first begins to understand its dark influence after he brutally kills a creature to retrieve it. IMDb rating is 7.8 out of 10. Number 5. The Hobbit. An Unexpected Journey. The Hobbit. An Unexpected Journey is a 2012 epic high fantasy adventure film. Once upon a time, the kingdom of Erebor in the Lonely Mountain was taken from the dwarfs by the evil dragon Smaug. One day, the young hobbit Bilbo Baggins is unexpectedly visited by the wizard Gandalf the Grey and 12 homeless dwarfs led by their former king Thorin, and decided to vanquish Smaug and recover Erebor and their treasure. Bilbo joins the company in an unexpected journey through dangerous lands of the Middle-earth, where they have to fight against trolls, orcs, and other magic creatures. Bilbo also meets the Golem and finds his lost magic ring. IMDb rating is 7.8 out of 10. Number 4. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is a 2011 fantasy film. The story follows Harry, Ron, and Hermione's search for the last few Horcruxes continues. But when Voldemort finds out about their mission, the trio find that they must return to Hogwarts. Now the battle lines are drawn between the forces of good and evil to decide the fate of the wizarding world. But as secrets are revealed and the mysterious Deathly Hallows are uncovered, Harry discovers that he will need to make the ultimate sacrifice as he is in for the fight of his life, while facing Lord Voldemort one final time. IMDb rating is 8.1 out of 10. Number 3. Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castle is a 2004 Japanese animated fantasy film. Young Sophie Hatter is cursed by the Witch of the Waste and turns into an old hag. Ashamed of how she looks, she flees into the hills where a moving castle roams the hills. It is said to belong to the young and handsome wizard Howl, who has a bad reputation. Within the castle, Sophie befriends the fire demon Calcifer, who promises to help her become young again. One catch: she must help Calcifer to be free of Howl, and Calcifer cannot tell her how. However, Sophie agrees to stay and try to find out about the contract through other ways. Still, Howl can see that Sophie is under a spell like Calcifer can, and he falls in love with her for who she is and not for what she looks like. Sophie manages to bring life to the moving castle, and she helps Howl to face his former tutor, Madame Suleiman. IMDb rating is 8.2 out of 10. Number 2. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. The Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship of the Ring is a 2001 epic fantasy adventure film. An ancient ring thought lost for centuries has been found, and through a strange twist of fate has been given to a small hobbit named Frodo. When Gandalf discovers the ring is in fact the One Ring of the Dark Lord Sauron, Frodo must make an epic quest to the Cracks of Doom in order to destroy it. However, he does not go alone. He is joined by Gandalf, Legolas the Elf, Gimli the Dwarf, Aragorn, Boromir, and his 3 hobbit friends Merry, Pippin, and Samwise. Through mountains, snow, darkness, forests, rivers, and plains, facing evil and danger at every corner, the Fellowship of the Ring must go. Their quest to destroy the One Ring is the only hope for the end of the Dark Lord's reign. IMDb rating is 8.9 out of 10. Number 1. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King is a 2003 epic high fantasy adventure film. Sauron's forces have laid siege to Minas Tirith, the capital of Gondor, in their efforts to eliminate the race of men. The once great kingdom, watched over by a fading steward, has never been in more desperate need of its king. But can Aragorn answer the call of his heritage and become what he was born to be? In no small measure, the fate of Middle-earth rests on his broad shoulders. With the final battle joined and the legions of darkness gathering, Gandalf urgently tries to rally Gondor's broken army to action. He is aided by Rohan's King Theoden, who unites his warriors for history's biggest test. Yet even with their courage and passionate loyalty, the forces of men, with Eowyn and Merry hidden amongst them, are no match for the enemies swarming against Gondor. Still, in the face of great losses, they charge forward into the battle of their lifetimes, tied together by their singular goal to keep Sauron distracted and give the ring-bearer a chance to complete his quest. Their hopes rest with Frodo, a tiny but determined hobbit making a perilous trip across treacherous enemy lands to cast the One Ring into the fires of Mount Doom. The closer Frodo gets to his destination, the heavier his burden becomes, and the more he must rely on Samwise Gamgee. Gollum and the Ring will test Frodo's allegiances and ultimately his humanity. IMDb rating is 9/10. If you like this video, I request you to subscribe my channel. I need your support. Please support me. Subscribe my channel, like the video. Thank you.